Hello and welcome back to episode 13 of the Double Trouble Podcast. I'm here with George.
Hi.
And today we're talking about what it's like living by ourselves and actually moving to Tokyo.
Yeah, in a big city like this, in the big bad wolf, live in the flesh.
In the capital, baby.
Exactly.
So we used to live in Nagoya, which is in Aichi Prefecture.
Yes.
And it was a pretty rural place, not many things there, not much exciting things going on.
Well, that's a bit of a misinformation, but we let it slide.
Yeah, so it's not that urban. I mean, it's one of the three biggest cities.
Exactly.
In Japan, it's said to be. I disagree with that. I think it should be Yokohama, Tokyo, and Osaka. But for some reason, Nagoya is in there, top three. We don't know why. Do you agree with that?
I don't mind it, yeah.
I heard that if you go to Yokohama, everyone's going to be like, what are the three biggest cities in Japan? They're going to be like Yokohama, Osaka, and Tokyo.
Yeah, of course.
But I heard that like in the other city, where was it? Like some other city, they claimed that like we're the third one.
Maybe if you're Sapporo, Fukuoka, somewhere in that region.
So there's like a constant, battle of the third place, So Tokyo, Osaka, no one can beat them. Like, it's like no argument. They're number 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And you can't say anything about that. But for Nagoya, I wouldn't say it's a big city, but I mean, it's not bad. There's rural places, there's urban places. It's a pretty good balance, I would say.
Yeah, sure thing. But it's difficult for me to tell now because I lived in Nagoya for 16 years. So Nagoya is my home in some ways, and then that just becomes the standard.
That is true. I mean, I'm with you on that. I've lived in Nagoya for like 6 years, and it's
amateur.
Novice. I just like lived there for 6 years, so I don't even know that much, but I do love that city. I mean, like I said, rural, urban, really good balance. I lived in a pretty rural area of Nagoya, and you live like on the opposite side.
Exactly, yeah.
So we were hella far away from each other, but I lived on a pretty rural area, a lot of rice fields.
Really?
Yeah. Like
you bullshitting?
No, I'm not.
Really?
No cap. So like right outside my house, I go out, take a left, and then there's a rice field. Take a right, there's a convenience store. So it's one of those stereotypical rural Japanese houses, neighborhoods, I should say.
It maybe doesn't appear in the manga, but maybe appears in a folktale, mukashi.
Yeah. I mean, that's a bit too much, I would say.
Alright.
I mean, so like you said in anime, like when you go on the train, there's a train called JR, which is, how do you say it?
It's the National Railway. What?
Yeah. So when you go on JR, there's like a really good scene, like looking over where I live, and like when you're on the train, you're looking outside the window after school, listening to some bop. you feel like you're anime.
Bop is called anime now.
No. Just music.
Okay.
Just listening to music, looking outside.
Yeah, just say music, fam. Okay. Fam.
So I mean, those kinds of places. You shouldn't always be stuck in a place. I mean, it depends on the person, of course, but you shouldn't always be stuck in an urban area. You shouldn't always be stuck in a rural area. You should like explore, So I just like when I went to like Nagoya Station. That's like the most urban area. Probably maybe Sakae is more urban, but Nagoya and then Sakae maybe. But I would go to those places. It's like a 10-minute train ride. And in those like 10 minutes, it would change from rice fields to hella tall buildings. So,
well, that's interesting because with my case, a 10-minute train ride is like block of flats to a block of flats. There's not a lot going on.
I remember where you lived. I went to your house once, right?
Yes.
I mean, I lived in that kind of place. Like, there weren't any rice fields where he lived, but a lot of parks in Japan. I think we said in another episode, I believe.
Not sure about that.
But we just talked about, I think that there's a lot of parks in Japan. I'm going to go on a kind of rant, but I don't know why the fuck there aren't any basketball hoops.
or bins or tables or anything else that's really, really good.
Anything in between. Like
exactly.
Like there's only we're at like a I guess park, I would say.
Edge of the park, yeah.
The edge of the park, and like our setup is on a bench. But we're always looking for a table, a bench and a table. That's all we're asking for. But Japan doesn't have it. I love basketball. I can't play basketball, so I have to. There's a place near my house. There's I guess like a 20-minute train ride. I have to go there just to play basketball.
Damn.
Which is just stupid. I want to play basketball like in America. Like my friends, neighbors would have hoops in their backyard, front yard even. So
damn.
I miss those days. We're going really off track.
That's alright.
So we just parks. There's a lot of parks, and we just wanted to ask you guys, like, do you guys like it when we're standing up, when we're sitting down? Like, do you guys have any preferences? Because in my opinion, I like standing up.
Me too. It's easier to be more energetic and just give a good oomph to it.
Oomph, yeah. A lot more flexibility, just walking around. Not walking around, but like we feel more, flexible. So, yeah. So, what are your opinions living in Tokyo for the first time in 16, 17 years for you?
Yeah, well, the first... I was born in Kyoto.
Mm-hmm.
For 18 months I lived there, and then boom, straight off to Nagoya.
Boom. Okay.
With regard to Tokyo, I still remember the first day, and I felt a little bit weird because, I get to the dormitory.
Mm-hmm.
I went out to just to get the feeling of the place.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to the supermarket stuff, and there's a little park, as in Tsunaba, just sand field basically, and you got this topless guy. No, I'm not bullshitting. Seriously, you got this topless guy.
How old is he? Come on, paint us some image.
50s. I think it was shaven head.
Shaven head, 50-year-old with a beard. Slight beard, no shirt. All right.
And then he was holding, honestly, like this rail here.
A rail.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just going
What the fuck?
So is this a lunatic asylum?
This is Tokyo.
Yeah. This is not a dormitory. This is a fucking lunatic asylum here. And I thought, okay, that's a weird stuff.
That's not a good representation of Tokyo.
No, but I gotta tell this because
it's
pretty memorable, man.
Good story. So, was he doing like dips or?
I think so, actually.
So
he was trying to hype himself up, but he just looked pretty damn weird.
So, like, what time is it? Was it like midnight when he was
midday?
Like, midday. Midday. He was just like doing.
I was trying to go to the supermarket,
So on the way there, you just saw a pleasant surprise. I mean, that's a pretty funny story. I mean, the first day you get there.
Yeah, that was the first day as well.
You're alone, right? Of course. You're alone. You're kind of, nervous about, your dorm. Is it going to be a good room? You go there. All right, let's explore. You go outside to the supermarket with your bag.
I did have a shopping bag.
Yeah, with a shopping bag. You're like, let's fucking go, and you see a shirtless dude doing dips. That's Japan right there.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah. Because last time, near our college, there's a bench, like a normal wooden bench, and there was this like a dude with a tank top, and he was pretty sunburned for an Asian guy, and he had a white tank top, like gray ass hair like falling off, like a really thick gray beard as well, with like ripped shorts.
Oh.
And he was just sitting there like feeding the birds, and I was like, that's Japan. I mean, they're everywhere. I mean, it's not like, I'm pretty sure, is it a homeless guy? I don't think it is, but like compared to America, like, you should go to America when you're just driving normally, casually. Like, people come up, if you're like stopping at a traffic light, people come up to you, like homeless people come up to you, to your door, and they knock, and they're like, do you have any change? And my mom like couldn't speak that much like English, so she's like, no. It's kind of scary, honestly, because you don't know what they're on, you don't know what they have, like, you don't know what's on them, basically. Pretty scary.
Yeah. I never get that in the UK either. There's always people trying to swindle you, looking on the door. But beggars, no, that's a different story. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
I
a
think
lot
it's
of
a California story. Really.
It might be honestly. I mean, like around where I lived in California, there are a lot of homeless guys just sitting about, but they're not, they're not harmful. I mean, I hope so. I mean, in Japan at least, they're not doing anything. They're sitting there doing dips, bro. He's getting them gains.
Yeah.
Let him be.
Put the respect on his name, perhaps.
The first time I came to Tokyo.
Yes.
Of course, excluding when I applied for my college. When I actually came here to, move, when I actually officially started living here, I think last year I was very nervous, as everyone would be. And I was just scared of, making friends because of this COVID thing. It's all online. I was like, if it's online, should I just stay in Nagoya at the comfort of my house? And I was kind of, on the fence whether to go to Tokyo for, making friends or, just stay home, stay with my high school friends and just hang out with them. But, I chose to come to Tokyo, and I thought, that's a pretty good decision. First time I came here, I don't vividly remember, but I remember just going to my house. I live with my brother now, my older brother, and we just he already lived there in that apartment slash, I don't know what to call that, apartment, I guess.
Yeah.
And I went there,
Flats.
and living alone. I mean, not alone, but living with just only your brother, no parents, no rules. It's kind of weird, honestly, living with my parents for, of course, my entire life, and I just realized how much I, was taking advantage of them, basically. I mean, if you say it, pretty honestly, we are kind of taking advantage of them.
Of course, yeah.
They're, they're feeding us very, very well, just their presence alone, it just makes a really big difference. Laundry, dishwashing, just the food is the biggest part for me.
Yeah, we talked about it in the Japanese episode as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say number 2. I'm not sure, but yeah. So
How do you
tell me more about it then. I know the cooking the whole thing as well, but just especially what kind of parts make you long for your parents? What kind of moments make you think?
So it's the simple things. It's the small things, When I take my jacket off from a long day at school. I mean, my parents they had a longer day at work, but I would just take my jacket off in Nagoya, throw it on the ground, and then go up to my room. And the next day, the jacket would be hung up. It's those small things. Living by yourself. My brother even told me, you're gonna realize how much your parents took care of you. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be true. But when I actually lived with my brother without my parents, I actually realized that how much they do for us.
Yeah.
And the small things, it's the small things, but the biggest one is the fucking food. The fucking food is so fucking good. My parents, my mom's food is too good.
What can I say? Your family's food is the best. I must say your parents are much more generous than mine is, in the sense that your jacket can be hung up when you wake up. I don't get that treatment.
So it's just there. I mean,
exactly. I get told off most of the time if I do that.
Damn. Okay. I mean, my parents would of course be like, pick that shit up. But they were nice parents. And what's the biggest thing that you miss living with your parents then?
I think at the moment it's gotta be company. I know it's very cliched in a sense, but the thing about my family is that I find it very, very open to talk, whether that's my mother or father. My father has no interest in my schoolwork, except for university work. So when I ever have school problems, friendship problems, I can go straight to mommy and say, yo, what's up?
That's nice.
Exactly.
That's
10
nice.
minutes in, boom, I feel better.
Hey,
If I want to talk about something philosophical, I want to talk about history,
Okay.
I want to talk about something football related, soccer, I say, Dada, what's up? boom, 10 minutes.
Talk to me, brother.
Exactly.
He's right there.
Yeah, but at the moment, if I have something that's a little bit hazy on my mind, I just got to sort it out myself. And then, obviously, the food and stuff, whatever, that is obvious. But then, being able to have an open conversation all the time, that is a severely underrated characteristic.
That is very true.
Is that the same with your parents?
Yeah.
Were they open?
Yeah.
American,
Not really American.
Royals.
They're very Japanese,
Sorry.
Asian parents, as you guys know. But they're not, they're not the strictest parents.
I can tell.
They're very nice, and I would just say, yeah, like you said, their presence makes a really big difference. Coming home from school, just having dinner on the table and talking to them about bullshit, just anything. It's a good feeling. Just coming home when I live in Tokyo, coming back home to a dark home. I turn the lights on, and I put my stuff down, put in the laundry, and I have no food, so I have to make cup ramen.
Yeah, it's weird that the laundries always seem to fill up so quick.
Yeah. I never realized how frequently parents do laundry. My towel smells so bad. I didn't realize that parents do the laundry, hang it up and then fold it, and that cycle they do it for every day, and just washing dishes, making food. So much respect. Well, I could never be a parent.
You think you're gonna be a bad parent? You think? Maybe the first 3 years, perhaps.
The first 3 years, I'm gonna flop. From the fourth year, maybe I could catch up.
But then again, if you weigh up, you get the freedom. So it's one of those. I have a lot of freedom now, but then I rely on certain things. So in the end, the balance is neutral. Is it? That's the stereotypical conclusion.
Okay, so let's talk about the positives and the negatives of living alone. Then we kind of covered the negatives, but do you have any positive things? What are you happy about living by yourself?
Diet. The unchecked diet.
Okay, elaborate.
As in, my grandmother in the UK is very, very kind enough to send me chocolate and biscuits,
cookies.
Yeah. Especially during winter, so it doesn't melt.
Oh, okay.
And once you open the box and have one or two biscuits,
cookies,
you just can't really stop. And there's no policing, so I can just go all the way and feel a little bit of regret, but then say, today was a good day.
Today was a good day. Every day is a good day. You keep telling yourself that. That's why I'm so fat now. I'm so fat now.
Really?
A lot of my high school friends, I was hella skinny. I was a small kid. I'm still the small kid, but I was a skinny, scrawny kid. So now that they see me, they're like, "Oh, Masaki, you gained some weight," and I'm like, "Touche." I mean,
when you gain weight, it's the right kind of weight, right?
Yeah. Gains.
Exactly.
No, it's fat. It's straight up fat. I mean, adding on to him, I eat junk food all the time, and I think the biggest thing is the time when you eat stuff. So eating a lot, the amount, there's a big difference in that when living alone. But I think the biggest difference for me is eating whenever I want and whatever I want. At at 2 a.m. I could eat mac and cheese. At 3 p.m. I could have dinner. It doesn't matter. So those kinds of advantages, I don't know if they're advantages. I mean, that's not very healthy. And another thing other than food is sleep cycle. How has your sleep cycle been?
Oh, it's very patchy, to say the least.
Okay.
A couple of weeks it can be 3 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, that sort of thing. But sometimes
10 o'clock in the morning, 10 a.m.
Exactly.
Okay, what are you doing? 10 a.m.?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What am I doing? Oh, a lot of sofa surfing. But sometimes a bit of work here and there.
Work.
Exactly. But then the next couple of weeks I'm so tired that I have a really nice sleep schedule. So with regards to that, with mine, it's quite patchy. Yeah.
I mean, Mine is just, it's not even patchy, it's just shit. I'm gonna be honest. Like, but I would sleep at regular, like, on average, I would sleep at like 4 a.m. Wake up, if it depends on what classes I have. The earliest class I have is 9 a.m. online, so I wake up at 8:55. So, I get a decent amount of sleep, like 6 hours, but
Okay.
not even 6 hours, but it depends on the class. If I try to wake up before 10 recently, but I haven't been that successful, as you probably know. But it's just that, if you fuck up the sleep cycle once, you're fucked. It's over. Like, if you sleep at 4 a.m., wake up at 2 p.m., you're not going to be able to sleep until 4 a.m. again.
Yeah.
So, that cycle continues. But when you're at home in your humble abode, with your parents, they're going to be like, Johnny, go to sleep now. So, that kind of support, it really helps. You don't want to sleep on that time, but, they keep you healthy. I realize that I'm so unhealthy now. So, yeah.
Yeah, it can be out of hand sometimes, I must say. With sleep cycle, it's just like having a jet lag, even though you haven't moved countries. That's the feeling you get,
Okay. That's a good analogy, yeah.
Yeah, so once you sleep at 4 a.m., you get 4-hour jet lag, and you're only able to, fix it 1 hour per day.
Yeah.
So it takes 4 days to be back to normal.
Okay. Quick maths.
Well, cheers.
That makes sense. All right, what kind of stuff do you make when you're alone at home?
Now, this is the sole question that people, I don't want people to ask.
Why is that?
Well, this is something I talked on the Japanese podcast as well. But the dormitory is kind enough to serve me food. Twice a day. Although I don't have anything on Sundays, so I got to conjure something up.
Oh, so just Sundays, it's do it yourself, bitch, kind of day.
Exactly.
So what do you make on Sunday?
I don't have a kitchen or gas station to really prepare myself for this, so I end up with sandwiches.
Sandwiches?
Yeah.
Okay, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, sandwich.
No, I normally skip breakfast because obviously.
Obviously.
With lunch, maybe I'll go out, get some udon, which is a fucking lifesaver for you.
Is it marukame?
Hanamaru.
Hanamaru. If you guys know, you know.
Yeah.
It's like a really cheap, really good udon place.
But udon in general, under 400 yen, you can get a decent portion. So, lifesaver. If you know that sort of stuff.
So Sunday udon day for you.
And sandwich day, yeah.
Okay.
It's the epitome of a white guy, you could say. What gives?
So what do you like? What kind of stuff do you eat at your dorm? I'm kind of curious about that.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't understand this curiosity that you seem to have quite so. I just don't get it.
Okay, so at the dorm, do you it's a cafeteria, obviously.
Yeah.
You go in there. Do you have like a tray? You pick one, or is it they're just like handing out today's menu?
That's how it goes.
Oh, okay. So, what's your favorite menu? What's your least favorite menu?
I'm just very happy that I get served most of the time.
Is it good though? Like, to be honest.
Oh, it's really good. No, because the boss man is very, very proud of the food he cooks.
Oh, he's a chef. Okay, Gordon Ramsay.
Exactly.
He works there.
And then when I had a chat with him, he said, although I woke my socks off, I woke my bollocks off, I get tired most of the time. I have this pride, that I serve, the best food in the dormitories around my area.
He has this kind of pride.
Exactly.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, so out of 10, what would you rate it? 10 being Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, let's go with 8 most of the time.
8.
I'm not even trying to be generous for the sake of it, honestly.
Was there like what's like the usual menu? Is it like curry? Is it like...
Oh, curry, curry's a different flavor. It's just that, something that you can keep it warm for a long period of time. So pasta, a lot of the noodle stuff, so it just becomes a bit, shabby after a while.
So it's
that's
not
off the menu most of the time.
So it's not like ramen, like udon, like not a lot of with broth, I would say.
No, broth can be down. No, ramen. The funny thing is, ramen is quite, not not unusual. But then pasta is always off the menu. And then raw things, so obviously a little bit of sashimi or avocado maybe. Cucumber. Okay. That goes off quick, so that's out. Yeah.
Okay. So what's like? Is there one menu that you thought like, oh fuck this? Today's a bad day.
Maybe like a bowl of bit of pork and then rice, yasai tame basically, fried veggies.
That looks good.
Yeah. But that would be my least favorite.
The chef didn't do well that day, I guess. I mean,
but your situation is a lot more precarious, right?
Really? Not really. I mean,
because you always got to think of trying to make something different.
So I guess
right?
Every day is a Sunday for me. So I guess that is true. My brother is good at cooking, so
I've seen it, man. I've seen it.
So when friends are over, we kind of like all make it together. Mainly my brother, and when he's not around, or when it's just the two of us, or just me, myself, and I just make pasta, ramen. I get some chicken thigh.
Okay.
Cut it up. Put it on the frying pan. Put some butter, salt, pepper. Eat that shit. And some lettuce. Just wash it up. Rip some pieces. Dressing. Boom. With rice.
What kind of ingredients that you always should have? As in, it's cheap, it holds well, it's quite yummy. As in, is there like a super ingredient for university students? Because I think I can obviously learn a lot from you in this regard, especially.
Torigara soup.
Okay. How do you say it?
I have no idea.
Maybe we can talk about it in the description.
We're not. But it's like chicken broth. I really don't.
Oh yeah, like powder for chicken broth.
Yeah. So it gives it flavor, and it's really good. And you can just like slap it onto anything, and it will taste good. Salt and pepper, you can never go wrong with that. And one thing for college students is getting those like really big chicken meat containers that have like 5 pieces or even 6 pieces of chicken in them.
You don't go to Costco every day, dude. That's what it sounds like.
No, at the supermarket. Just go to the supermarket and get one of those like $10 ones.
Yeah.
And then grab one of those, freeze them up in the freezer, and then that'll get you at least a week. So 1,000 yen, $10 for a week. That's really not bad. And I have this huge bag of rice. Just do that, and I'm chilling.
What about vegetables? I'm quite curious about that.
Paprika. Paprika.
Yikes. Okay.
You don't like paprika?
No. It's quite American. That's what I thought.
Paprika, lettuce, cabbage, carrots, onions, and stuff like that. And I like to make this soup with the torigara soup, like I said, consomme and stuff like that, with onions and carrots, and you just slap it in. Tastes pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Because the reason why I asked this question is that when I ever go to friends' houses, there tends to be a leftover spring onion, for example, and they always say, if you're gonna cook something, make sure you utilize it. Well, how can I utilize this shit? It only goes well with nabe, which is like Japanese soup broth, whatever. It's just so goddamn not so flexible.
I mean, a lot of people want that, that half onion, half carrot gone. So you got to utilize. I mean,
I know I'm the guest here, but it's a bit rude.
Really?
Oh no, I'm kidding, of course. I mean, spring onions. It is difficult to deal with it.
That is true. So when you go to the supermarket, what do you look for?
What I look for? I still don't have a fridge yet.
Oh, you don't have a fridge?
No, man.
Wait, so what do? So you buy it and then you have to eat it there? Huh.
So I could do.
How about so you can't?
But I do have a toaster though. That helps,
Wait, so you can't buy milk, you can't buy eggs. You have to use the whole bag of cheese.
Who the hell buys cheese? I mean, that's so costly.
Dude, cheese is the best. Slap cheese on everything.
You're no, not fat, but I have a luxurious lifestyle, man. Cheese in Japan? Are you bonkers, mate? You're having a laugh.
Cheese is the life.
It is in the US and in Europe, but in Japan, it ain't.
Okay, so one thing I want to talk about is mayonnaise. Japanese mayonnaise is so good, don't you think?
Yeah, Kewpie. It's a whole brand about it.
American mayonnaise is disgusting. Have you tried it before?
No, but
it's actually
I know
disgusting.
what you mean. It's one of those that goes into pickles and gherkins, man.
Yeah, it's one of those like big tubs.
Is it different from tartar sauce?
It is, but it looks and the consistency is exactly the same.
It feels like tartar sauce.
It is. It basically is. But honestly, it tastes ass. Like, I mean, and then I came to Japan. I noticed that the milk is better. I noticed that the cheese, in my opinion, I mean, I like American cheese. I like other types of cheese.
I've tried American cheese, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll take that back. I like American cheese better. I like Japanese milk better. But the mayonnaise, it's on a different level. I mean, maybe America's is just too low to compare. I mean, so what do you look for when you go to the supermarket?
Supermarket, yeah, anything that preserves well, and bread that isn't so expensive.
Ah, bread.
Yeah, I try to make sure it's below 110 yen all the time.
Dude, I have a problem with bread. Dude, they expire real quick. I have this story where I had this loaf of bread. You know, they're all cut up in Japan. I open the bag up. You know, I'm just doing my thing. I pull it out, put some lettuce on there, put some mayonnaise, ham, cheese, and then I put it in the toaster, right? And I eat it. And I'm like halfway done with it, and I for some reason look at the bottom of it, and it's hella moldy. It's
just shave it off. Get a bread knife out.
It's too late though. It's in my body. Like, I ate half of the damn thing. I mean, I was like, I'm not gonna eat this, and I threw it away. But it was black, all like black dots. Just my appetite flew out the window. But
when you say loaf of bread, that sounds like huge package.
Not okay. A loaf of bread.
Wait, that sounded gay actually. Excuse me.
Pause. What would you say? It's called ikking. How would you say that in English?
That's the first time I heard you saying that.
I'm good at Japanese, isn't it? So what would you call? It's not a loaf. It's like half, even a third.
Okay, half a kin.
Half a kin.
I mean, only 80-year-olds say kin, man. What the hell's wrong with you? But yeah, I get the point.
So yeah, I hate bread now.
Really? Just toast it.
Okay, so bread or rice?
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
Because so you have to choose one for the rest of your life: bread or rice.
Oh man, you're putting me on the spot. I mean, I always got to be faithful to rice, obviously, because you know, serve me well. Excuse me. 2/3 of the time, have rice. So, but for Sundays, bread's my
bread city. Okay. So now that I go to the supermarket, I hate bread. When I go next to the bread section, I swing right past it because it's gonna be moldy anyways. And I like to get the huge pack of chicken. I like to get a lot of veggies. I'm kind of into veggie sticks now. You see in the convenience stores, there's like veggie stick packs. And they're like 300 yen. There's like a dip in it. It's really good.
Okay.
Cucumbers, daikon.
Horseradish, I think.
Horseradish, cabbage, and carrots.
Yeah. But again, that's what
I like to recreate.
Grandmas and grandpas eat.
I mean, I'm at that age, boy.
Oh my gosh.
That's really good, by the way. Put that in some mayo. It's different.
This is why I can't help but think you're just basically American.
Why?
It's not American.
And then I have a 2-liter bottle of Coke. I mean, that's not American. I mean, that is kind of American. I gotta agree. So, kind of changing the topic from living by yourself. I noticed that I tend to use the train a lot, almost every single day, especially when
even though you don't have classes.
No. So even, you know, going to work, going to a friend's house, you know, all those things, you have to use a train. Like in America, you use the car. So that's why when you're 16, you got to get your license or else it's going to be very inconvenient. But in Japan, it's from 18. Probably because it's just that, you know, cars aren't that of a necessity in Japan. So it's just trains are used very, very often.
Oh god, yeah. This is something we talked about on episode 8, unique Japanese businesses.
You're like a playlist right here. You remember everything.
At the moment, yeah, it's a very good database. With trains in Tokyo, the trains we got in Nagoya were very cranky. They smelled, of Showa so much, which is up to 1988 or 89. But yeah, it feels like it just came out of post-war World War, Some of the really nasty, ghastly stuff.
That is true, especially on the train where we went to school. Yeah, that place was pretty shady. I mean,
but it's not as if we had graffitis or anything.
No, it's not compared to like American or UK trains. I don't know about UK. How are?
No, that's a good point actually.
Are UK trains shady?
Oh my god! Do you want to start on this?
Is it that bad? I mean, American trains. I mean, it's probably a really good battle then.
No. Okay, it's bad, but US just hits rock bottom in a different level. Let's not, compare.
I win.
That's how it goes, I guess. I don't know why we're competing about this.
I don't know how shit the trains are.
I mean, the more I must say about the trains in Tokyo though is that you got TV screens.
Yeah.
Above the door.
Yeah.
First when I saw that, I was quite blown away.
I was like, damn, that is fucking technology.
Welcome to the 21st century.
The big city Tokyo. But one advertisement that I saw was pretty interesting. That I saw was I thought pretty interesting was this Mario Nintendo commercial. So you had to pick with it was a quiz.
60-second quiz is called.
Yeah. And you pick from 3 options, and then you're kind of involved in it. So even if you're if your phone died, you can just look up. There's a TV advertising everything, the weather. There's everything. So I thought Tokyo trains so much cleaner, so much more advanced. But the only flaw is it's crowded as fuck.
Even though there's so many trains,
it's just so crowded.
Was it over 30 million, right? That's the population of the metropolitan area.
Damn, I didn't know that. That's a lot.
So that's bigger than any other city in the world.
I guess that kind of proves how much Japanese people, especially people who live in Tokyo, use trains. And every day, especially in places like Shibuya, Shinjuku, all those iconic places, dude, those trains, Yamanote-sen, and all those trains are just crowded, packed full. It doesn't matter if it's a weekday, weekend, it doesn't matter.
And the line I get as well, especially, it's so damn crowded that when I come back from campus, I only get local trains.
Oh!
Even though I have the privilege to get, a much quicker train, you just get forced out, just...
Dude, can I talk about how vicious and how hostile Japanese people are when going on a train? They're
a completely different beast.
Yeah, they're playing American football, and they're pushing you out. And they're I don't want to get into the fucking chikan and tosatsu problem that we have, but there's just so much shoving, so much aggressive sarariman. A lot of businessmen that are just pissed at work, just pushing us over. And that happened in Nagoya as well, though.
Oh, not as much though.
In Higashiyama-sen.
Okay.
Yeah, so Higashiyama-sen, and not as much, of course. In Tokyo, it's an everyday thing.
But then again, I'm a university student. These people, they work their ass off. So if they're gonna shove me over, I ain't competing with you. So, because,
fair game.
Yeah, exactly. It's 3-4, And then, we have less trains at the moment, which is a silly policy. So it's even more vicious.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't make sense. Japan and its logic. I don't want to get into that, but and its logic on less trains equals not many people seeing each other. But it just makes it worse.
Exactly.
Do the math. They have to get there. They have to get there somehow. So I don't get it. Japanese government, dumb as fuck. Okay, so I mentioned Shibuya, Shinjuku,
Yes.
Akihabara, maybe Harajuku, some iconic places. Do you have anything to say about any of those places? Do you have any experiences going there, or?
Can I just... Okay, let's drop a bit of a bomb here.
Okay.
Harajuku is a bit overrated.
I would agree on that, actually.
In the sense that, if Shinjuku is kind of alright to you, then Harajuku is the same. It's like Shinjuku, but a little bit on a smaller scale.
I would say B
and a more teenagers, basically.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. I would say if it's in those four, Shinjuku, Shibuya, Harajuku, Akihabara. Akihabara is kind of like not our forte, but right?
Yeah, not really. No.
I would say Shibuya is like up there. I would say because there's a new place that's newly opened. I think 2 years or 1 year ago, which is called. Oh my god, I'm forgetting it on the spot.
Beat. That's something plaza or something. Let's just call it.
It's Miyashita Park.
Okay.
So it's it's like a mall basically. It's called Miyashita Park.
The park is a mall.
But it's a mall.
Welcome to Japan.
Welcome to Japan. I mean, it's Miyashita Koen, which means Miyashita Park, and it's 4 stories tall. Fourth one being the rooftop, and the rooftop is the most exciting. A lot of action. You could do rock climbing. You could do skating.
Ooh.
There's a big grass field, and under that, the 3 stories, there's a Panda Express. There used to be a Jamba Juice. I believe that's gone now. There's a Kit Kat store thing, and it's pretty interesting actually. That place. There's a food court which includes Taco Bell as well. Taco Bell and Panda Express. So.
Panda Express again. That's a bit overrated.
No,
I'm dropping.
No.
Left one second.
I have to disagree with that.
Fair game.
Panda Express. I believe there's only 2 in Tokyo.
I'm gonna receive all the hate. Come up me.
Cancel him. I mean, wait. There's only 1 in Tokyo. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong. I don't give a fuck. I know one that's in Kawasaki, Kanagawa, and I know one in, like I said, Shibuya. Those are the only 2 that I know. But do you like Taco Bell then?
Taco Bell. The thing is, I've never been to Taco Bell, so I'm just gonna say so. What can I say with it? I like to go to the chippy shop or the local chippy. That's my home,
I don't know what that is.
Local fish and chip shop.
Oh, fish and chips in it.
He's just not educated, this guy. So the general overview is that
he's not cultured by not eating Taco Bell.
Right.
Debate.
So anyway, the general overview is that west side of Tokyo is the new kind of Tokyo, I would say. Shinjuku, Harajuku, Shibuya. That's where all the cool kids of town, congregate. Okay. And then the east and south, I would say, there's a lot more like sumo halls, temples. I would say it's the historic side. I think if you have the general overview of that, I think that's a good base. That's a good start,
Yeah. So I really like Shinjuku as well. Shinjuku is right next to Kabukicho, and Kabukicho is a very shady, but pretty interesting place to go to. Don't go there by yourself, especially if you're a girl. Please go with a group of people, and don't go during the night. There's like a really big cinema, I believe, and there's the iconic Godzilla statue overlooking Kabukicho. What else is there? There's a lot of drinking places, izakaya, and Shinjuku. It's completely different. Once you enter Kabukicho, shady. Out of Kabukicho, Shinjuku, not so shady. So pretty interesting if you go there.
Yeah, it's like 2 different type of business. You got the new business, all very clean, and the other just.
There's like a clean line. There's this road, when you cross it, right there, boom, Kabukicho, shady.
Yeah, so
pretty interesting.
Yeah, because I live on the west side of the whole metropolitan area, I go for Shinjuku all the time. I can't say I have many happy memories.
Really?
It's just that you go for all the time. It's very crowded, whatever. But as a place, I'm sure it's very nice. But I quite like to explore personally of the east side. I think once you get to know east side, you get to know the history of the Tokyo, and the underrated parts, you could say.
Indeed. So, do you have any landmarks?
Oh yeah, so Eastern Pass again. That's where Asakusa Sensoji is. Yeah. Been there recently. It does hit different when it's not so crowded.
That is true. There's no one there, right? At this time.
And you got maybe a couple cyclists, couple joggers. You got one Japanese influencer in a pretty funky dress at the gate, whatever. But you got to chill.
And 20 old people. Plenty of old people walking with their canes. There's hella old people in Japan.
Even in Tokyo? really?
Even in Tokyo, yeah.
Okay.
I would say there's a lot just walking around, roaming around the park. And I'd love to see that, especially in the morning. They're like doing this kind of shit, like at the park.
It's like taikyokken. I can't think of in English, but it's a typical. Oh, it's Chinese, isn't it? As in, got
It's
a
like-
lot of stretches.
like exercise thing.
Yeah, and they always wear matched, as in the colors match.
Yeah, that
with the
drip.
top.
They have that drip.
Yeah, exactly.
They're ahead of the game.
It's like Ali G, but somehow Asian.
Somehow Asian, yeah. Yeah, basically.
Doesn't make a lot of sense.
Some other landmarks.
Okay.
I love to see, Tokyo Skytree, of course. Tokyo Tower.
Is it worth visiting? Because it's
It
not
is.
really high on my list, those two.
Really? So, okay, Tokyo Tower, you can see, just look from afar, that would be great. Under there's nothing much. But it's very, very, pretty, the lights. And last time I saw it, there was like was it Gucci? I think it was a Gucci sponsorship. And it was pretty cool, actually. And Tokyo Skytree, you could actually go up, to the top. And you should really go there. You haven't been there?
But it costs what, 3,000 yen, does it?
I have no idea. I don't remember. But
But you have been to the top.
Yeah, I've been
and
to
it
the
was bloody worth it.
it was worth it. Yeah. I don't remember the price. It probably went with my parents.
I'm taking my notes here.
Yeah. So, I believe there's like a nice restaurant at the very, very top. So if you're going on a date, go to the top and then see that beautiful ass Tokyo view. So I recommend going there as well. Do you have any other landmarks?
Landmarks. Okay, we've got to mention Akihabara then, if you're talking landmarks.
Okay. Well, what do you want to talk about in Akihabara?
This is something I also talked about, probably in Japanese uni businesses, but the dark side of Akihabara, the back end of the station, that's
Ooh.
unmentionable.
Well, what's there?
It's just, the homeless. It's basically homelessness. Right?
Going right back to the first point that we're in. These guys probably doing dips.
No, there weren't.
Maybe like Kaminarimon.
That's also in
Asakusa, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know what the golden like poop shaped thing is?
No, sir, no.
I never know what that is. You know what it is, right? Like,
Not really.
do you know what I'm talking about?
No, you gotta educate me.
Really? So there's like this big ass river in Asakusa, going through Asakusa, and there's a bridge, of course, and then so Kaminarimon on the right side, on the left side, across the river.
I think I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's like this golden like poop shaped thing. What is that? Like, I've been wondering that like in my entire life.
Well, you get weird modern art in all sorts of big cities, though.
Like, I really don't get it.
Like, if you go to Chicago, you got the bean, don't you?
Yeah.
I just think it as the same thing.
The
basically.
weird landmark,
Exactly.
and they chose that shape. I mean,
Chicago people like to eat beans, and Tokyo
do.
people like to shit that.
I don't get it. So another place that I want to talk about is Toyosu.
Good shot.
I went there the other day. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. I really recommend going there. I went to play soccer there, and there's a big ass river. And fun fact, in a lot of animes and dramas, Toyosu is the place where a lot of them are recreated or filmed. So
How so?
like in commercials and like dramas, they're just like that.
Well, is the background good?
Yeah, you could see the Tokyo Skytree from there. It's just like you could see the whole city, so it's a really good place. And one place that I really recommend going.
But you can't skip all the fish market. Did you mention the fish market?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, go ahead.
No, it's just that it's no longer in Tsukiji, so be aware of that.
Caution. So I just wanted to mention Team Double. I don't know how to. It's Team Lab. And it's a place, it's like a light show basically. You go into this facility and it's like covered in lights. If you search up Team Level in Instagram or even like Safari, you could just see thousands of pictures, and you should really go there. Like the lights are really, really good, and you have to like take off your shoes in one part, go in the water, and like it's like illuminating everything.
Okay, I got you. Okay, Tokyo Skytree or Team Lab? Which should I prioritize first?
Skytree. Not gonna lie.
Understandable.
I mean, go to the top of Skytree. I remember doing this like jumping bungee jump thing next to Tokyo Sky Tree. I'm really bad at explaining, but there's this like really big pole, 20 meters I would say, two poles, and there's like a rope attaching you on your hips, and then you jump like really high, like 20 meters high, and then you go down and you just keep doing it. It's like a big trampoline basically, and I did that, and next to the Sky Tree, that's all I remember. So those were the landmarks that I kind of recommend. Do you have any other words you want to say?
Please check out our social media websites. We got Reddit, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, you name it. What about the other ones?
So we have DTShorts, second channel, a lot of 10-second clips, really short clips, quick, fun, and simple. So I recommend that. It's in the featured channels I think it's in the description as well. So
of course,
please like, comment, and of course subscribe if you guys enjoyed this episode.
Well, until then, take care
and peace.